First thing I do when I use this foundation is I prime with Professional from Benefit. Any kind of pore refining type of mattifying-ish oil-free primer is usually what I choose. I've tried it with the Becca primer and I feel like it's a little bit too mattifying for me. That works on days when I know for sure that it's going to be hot as hell. So on a daily basis, this is usually what I grab. I love the Professional no matter what. It works with almost any foundation that I use. But particularly I like it with Benefit's Hello Flawless because if any of you guys have ever tried this foundation, it's very hydrating. And some people have complained that it doesn't really have any lasting power. I don't know what they really do differently, but I would say the trick is in the primer. The primer and the powder that you use with it, in my opinion. Particularly with the Hello Flawless, I don't know what it is about this foundation. It just works really, really great with the Professional for me. I have combination oily skin, so I always get oily like right here in the T-zone, down to my chin. Very rarely here on my cheeks, but sometimes. So this one kind of helps keep my skin really nice and smooth, and then this glides on super easy. Even without a primer, this glides on really, really well. It doesn't settle into pores or anything. But I always recommend a primer with this one because I would say 7 times out of 10 it does kind of like wear off. Like I wouldn't say it slips off or whatever, like it slides around, but it does kind of wear off a little bit. I did do a tutorial on this look, so stay tuned for that. That will also be on my channel. My favorite brushes to use with this foundation are one of these two. Some kind of angled synthetic-ish brush works the best for me, or sometimes I'll use the Expert Face brush from Real Technique, but I usually really like one of these two. It just blends it a lot quicker and easier for me. For those of you that are wondering, my shade is Toasted Beige. I am able... I don't know if you guys can even see that. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to even see that because it's like super, super tiny, but I usually do one good pump. This usually can spread all the way across my face. Sometimes I'll do half a pump extra if I have to, but it's very rare. This foundation blends so easy. It is effortless to use, I swear. So if you guys are looking for a nice kind of sheer to buildable sort of foundation that just kind of helps the skin look really nice and smooth, this is probably going to be up your alley. So I just kind of do a couple of dots, and as you can see, I'm just kind of blending it in. For me, this foundation covers like just the right amount. I feel like some people complain that it doesn't cover that much, but it actually really does. I think the trick is in how you apply it and what brush you're using. It works really great with the Beauty Blender or a synthetic buffing brush like this one, no matter what the shape. Something synthetic that will help you buff it in. For me, works the best because it works the best like that on my clients too. I find that it helps the product kind of melt into the skin better. This foundation is very hydrating. And it tends to have a lot of brightening qualities to it. As you can tell, my skin's kind of like sort of maybe like a little bit lighter right now. It will warm up into the skin, so yes, it does oxidize, but not in a bad way. It oxidizes into the skin in a smooth way, like it doesn't overbear the skin at all. So that's one good pump, and I'm just putting all the extra like wherever I need it more, which is usually in my cheek area. And then just kind of... And then concealer of choice usually is between these two babies. It's usually going to be the MAC Pro Longwear or the Estee Lauder Double Wear. More than likely it's going to be the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I usually only use the MAC Pro Longwear when I need excessive coverage. And lately, since my dark circles aren't as bad as they used to be, I actually don't need it that much. So I usually just kind of do the Double Wear. And then I take an angled brush. You guys have probably seen this in at least 2 other foundation tutorials, so I'm sorry if this is redundant, but for those of you that are new to my channel, of course this is the first time you're gonna see this. So I do like a little mini triangle and then just kind of clean up the edges of my eyeshadow as well. You can see a difference between that side and this side. It just looks really nice and cleaned up, a little bit more polished looking. A lot of people say that my routines are kind of excessive, but I promise you, only reason why this is taking so long is because I'm talking while I'm doing it. If I wasn't talking and I was just doing it, I can legitly do my makeup, this whole full-blown thing, in like 20 minutes. maybe less. And I don't know if it's just because I move hella fast or what. But with this foundation, I actually like the glow, so I don't like to take it down. Usually I would use my Duo Matte with any foundation, but with this one specifically, I like the glow that it gives, so I kind of like to upkeep the satin finish in it. That being said, I choose one of these two powders. Usually it's going to be the Sephora one, which is my Micro Smooth, my absolute favorite. I usually grab this one. Sometimes if I feel like I need more coverage that day, I'll grab the Makeup Forever Pro Finish, and I use shade 123 in this one. And this one I like too, but sometimes I feel like I don't need that much coverage, and I find that with this one my oil breaks through a little bit faster. I don't know what it is about the Sephora one, but it just literally, like, it lasts all day. It looks smooth and satiny the whole day, and I just like the finish of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that one because that's usually the one that I grab anyway when I do this foundation. And it kind of steps up the color a notch too. It like kind of forces the foundation to oxidize, and it gives it a little bit of warmth, because sometimes that foundation can be a little bit too brightening. And then of course I always set underneath my eyes, so I'm just going to grab any kind of translucent powder you want, really. I usually grab MAC Prep and Prime, Makeup Forever HD, Banana Powder by Ben Nye, whatever. Like whatever I feel like using that day, honestly, it doesn't really make a difference. It's all the same for me. Now that I'm using that under eye primer from Smashbox, it doesn't matter what setting powder I use. Sometimes I don't even use one, but it's just a habit. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of bronzy bronze with Hoola. Any bronzer really, depends what I feel like. It's usually between this one, BareMinerals High Dive, the NYX matte bronzer, which I love. So usually whatever bronzer I feel like, to be honest. I noticed that whenever I use Benefit foundation, I tend to grab Benefit products, but it really is up to you. I just put whatever bronzer I feel like for the day. And then for blush, I'm going to keep it pretty light and natural. I'm going to go ahead and use Deep Throat. Oh, you can't even see that. There you go. Deep Throat from NARS. It's just a very nice, light, sort of peachy pink. I love this color way more than Orgasm. Orgasm just, I don't know. It's okay. I don't know what it is about this color though. It just looks prettier on most skin tones. Like any skin tone can wear this as well. I feel like it doesn't get enough play. I can guarantee 9 times out of 10 though, someone's going to buy it every time I put it on them. I'm going to slap on a light highlighter. I'm going to use Mary Luminizer from The Balm, which I love. Very lightly. This stuff can be a little bit intense, so just a little bit lighter right there on the cheekbones, just for some added glow. Again, not necessary. Just if you want to. And then of course, like always, I go ahead and set my face with one of these two. With this particular foundation, this works better for me. I have tried it with Fix Plus. It wears off a little quicker, or it gets dewier faster. Like I find that my oil breaks through quicker. So I just do a couple spritzes of the all-nighter with this one. I feel like it lasts a lot longer. It just sets it better. I don't know. That's just what works for me. So that's pretty much it for the foundation routine. I hope that helped you guys use this foundation. I know that a ton of you guys wanted a review on this, so that will be coming up on my channel also. I will talk to you guys later. Bye!